Jeez, what a little crybaby.
You gonna cry all day, crybaby?
You know, everyone has problems. It doesn't mean you have to be a little crybaby about it.
Come on, guys, let's go. This kid is totally not cool.
Yeah, that's the most uncool kid I've ever met.
Little crybaby.
No! Wait! Wait!
Ah, good. I see you're all here perfectly on time. Have a seat, will you? The fuck's wrong with you guys? Why are you scratching yourself? Why are your pupils so dilated? Why are you breathing heavily? Why are you reaching for your knife ready to attack me? Look! Hold on, guys, wait. I have plenty of salt to go around, I promise. You don't need to attack me, okay? Daddy Frit's been working hard. There's been a lot, and I mean a lot of things to cover about PlayStation Fanboys. I haven't even gotten the chance to cover the Steam Deck because the demand for pony salt is so high, and I refuse to say no to you guys. I've decided to embrace my inner capitalism and profit off of other people's needs and suffering. It's just business, alright? Next time you come in here, though, you're gonna get shot. I can guarantee you that.
It only takes one bullet. You ain't got the nerve. Try me.
Anyways, PlayStation fanboys cannot stop getting salty about everything that comes their way. All Microsoft has to do is sneeze, fart, cough, doesn't matter what it is. Anything they do creates a mountain of salt. And the same goes for Sony. Anything they do pisses off PlayStation fanboys. Whatever Valve does pisses them off. Whatever Nintendo does pisses them off. They really are just one miserable community, aren't they? But it's no secret they don't play games. They play Twitter. I've told you this before. I've given you proof of it. Do you need more? Well, obviously you guys do because you keep coming back to me.
Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in.
Put your hands back in your pocket. You're not gonna grab this salt. Patience, my children. All of you should have listened to your mothers when they told you years ago to stay away from drugs. This is your fault, not mine. Anyways, Microsoft Flight Simulator, quite possibly the most gorgeous and realistic looking game to release this year. Well, it didn't release this year, it released last year for the PC, but it released this year for the Xbox consoles. That's probably why PlayStation fanboys are pissed off. They don't get mad if the PC has a gorgeous game that makes your jaw drop. They simply get mad if the Xbox has a game of that caliber. Why? Because they're goddamn man children. You know this already. We've walked down this road many times. I don't need to explain to you why they get mad, because I haven't figured it out myself. What I do know is they display all the behaviors of a child, so my best guess is that they're man children. It's probably not the correct answer, but it's the only one I'm willing to go with because it's an insult and a scientific explanation.
Yes, science!
But you see, it's not just the fact that it basically looks graphically better than anything Sony has on their console right now. It's also scored higher than all the PlayStation exclusives this year.
Oh, no! No, no! It's not fair!
The combination of both these things are enough to cause a PlayStation fanboy's diaper to overflow, and Lord knows I feel bad for the moms that have to change them each time this happens. They were too used to the Xbox One days where they could laugh at any Xbox game because it doesn't look that great or score that great, but now they're having to live with a sad reality that Microsoft is actually trying this time around. They're switching it up with a variety of different types of games. Sure, Flight Sim may not be everyone's cup of tea, but you would have to be an absolute retard to undermine what's being technically achieved here and to excuse it because you think Flight Simulator doesn't count as a video game. But then again, we are dealing with PlayStation fanboys, so all logic can just be dismissed. Microsoft Flight Simulator is a Metacritic must-play. A game that you have to play to understand just how incredible of an experience it is. It's an incomparable adventure that consistently surprises and delights.
You can't do that. You have to go by where, look.
Oh god, Metacritic. You really dug yourself a hole this time, didn't you? Don't you understand? You only exist for PlayStation fanboys. You're not supposed to hand out high scores to Xbox games. How dare you betray us, Metacritic?
How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood.
You'll love to see it. A PlayStation fanboy's #1 tool, Metacritic. has turned against them. They gave Xbox a high score, and not just a high score, but a score higher than most PlayStation games out right now. How does this happen? How dare you, Metacritic? This is an absolute disgrace to all of wait a minute, I'm not a PlayStation fanboy. Why am I talking that way? Fuck, I better set down the salt.
Whoa, up to a whole 20 reviews. Games with less than 50 reviews shouldn't be accepted. It's not fair to other companies whose games get more than 100 reviews.
It's not fair! Fair? Who's the fucking nihilist around here, you bunch of fucking crybabies?
Why do Xbox games always only have 20 reviews? That's illegitimate. Games with less than 50 reviews shouldn't be counted. Or at the least, should come with an asterisk.
Holy fucking shit! The goalpost will never stop moving, will it? Ponies are not satisfied with anything Microsoft does unless it's an absolute failure. Well, allow me to explain it to the ponies in the comments section that will never watch this video. Flight Sim has been out for almost an entire year on the PC, with over 66 critic reviews, and that one is sitting at a 91. Then we have the Xbox version, which just barely came out, so it's no surprise that there's very few reviews on that one, but it's also sitting at a very high score, letting you know overall that this is a very enjoyable experience. I know that's hard to accept. I know you couldn't ever imagine that Microsoft would attain scores that you never wanted them to attain, but they did. They put out a solid piece of software. Now fucking deal with it. And I don't care how you deal with it. Drugs, physically abusing yourself, jumping off a bridge, I don't give a fuck. As long as it's not shit like this, because this is far more embarrassing than going out in a bloody mess. As a matter of fact, do you see ponies complaining about highly reviewed PlayStation games that don't have that many reviews on Metacritic? No. Do you ever see them have a goalpost like this for PlayStation games? No, you don't. On top of that, we are talking about a very niche genre of video games. Truck driving simulators, farm simulators, flight simulators, space simulators, goat simulators, you fucking name it. It's made for a specific audience. It's not meant for the mainstream audiences out there who want nothing more than press X for awesome.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole.
Okay then.
Don't expect this game to ever hit the big mainstream. Don't expect it to be a system seller. Appreciate it for what it is. Oh, never mind, ponies can't do that. It would go against their own code of making sure to trash anything Microsoft makes for the sake of it.
I would like to post a challenge to all my fellow Xbox fanboys. I want you to debunk the claims of Flight Simulator being the most boring next-gen game so far. How about you post 20 seconds of the most exciting gameplay you capture and let the community judge?
How about no?
Well, how about you actually take your own fucking advice and look at the games PlayStation released and question if Flight Sim is even close to being the most boring game. These are Sony ponies we're talking about. These motherfuckers praise Metacritic. It is the be-all, end-all of video games. That is, of course, unless the Metacritic score isn't in their favor. I don't know why PlayStation Fanboy is asking people to post gameplay. PlayStation fanboys are the last ones on the list of fanboys that you would expect any sort of gameplay from. They don't play video games. I get that the game isn't everybody's cup of tea. I get not everyone is interested in flying from one point to the next point. But for many out there who can't afford a fucking airplane, who don't actually want to risk their lives, this is a dream come true. What, are you going to argue that Gran Turismo isn't boring even though all you do in that game is drive? And don't get me wrong, I fully believe that PlayStation fanboys still wouldn't really play this game if it was on PlayStation, but we all know that they would not be saying half the crap they are saying right now if it was on PlayStation. The only reason you don't see them trashing train simulators, farm simulators, truck driving simulators is because it simply doesn't have the word Microsoft before it. However, if it said Sony Flight Simulator, this would be a whole different story, and they know it.
Take this for whatever it's worth, but I'm nowhere near qualified enough to review Microsoft Flight Simulator. My skill set just isn't developed enough to add adequately rate the experience because I'm missing so much of it, which makes me wonder, how are these journalists reviewing it? It is a bit curious, isn't it? Because no matter what Xbox fanboys say, this isn't a game. Even Major Nelson said it's a simulator. Don't call it a game unless you're a flight enthusiast looking to really train on how to fly aircraft in real life. How do you fully experience this?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Holy fuck, Supernova Gaming. No wonder Griffin Gaming smoked your ass in a debate. What kind of fucking logic is this? And believe me, I know there are a lot of Griffin Gaming viewers watching me right now who say, well, that's to be expected of Supernova. Well, I wasn't expecting that. I actually hold Supernova Gaming to higher standards than most PlayStation guys. But even this is pushing it for me. This is like telling people they can't enjoy racing games unless they're actual racers. They can't enjoy farming simulators unless they're actual farmers. Or telling them they can't enjoy space simulators unless they're actual spacemen. The only difference between those games and Flight Sim is that Flight Sim actually has an easy mode for people who don't want to learn how to fly airplanes and just want to fly the plane into their house. Granted, they can't blow up the house because Microsoft doesn't want people repeating the 9/11 accident. Fucking bastards knew exactly the first thing I was going to do once I downloaded this. I'm rambling because I've been drinking a bit, but my point being made. Flight Sim, unlike most simulators out there, has a mode for the casual people who don't actually want to learn how to play most of it. And that's fine. The fact that nobody here did research before complaining about the game is bothering me quite a bit, but it's 2021, I expect no less. And it really hurts me to have to do this to Supernova Gaming cause I sort of like him, but it has to be done. For the sake of the salt.
Microsoft Flight Simulator is fantastic at being what it is, a simulator. However, if you want to graphically impress game with airplanes, or in this case jets, I recommend Ace Combat 7 instead.
It doesn't matter what you think!
Really? You want to impress people with Ace Combat 7 when it's not even 1% of the game that Flight Simulator is, and yet we're still seeing graphical glitches like this? What's your fucking excuse for that? Cause I know ponies have been spending all day looking for graphical hiccups in Flight Simulator, yet they want to present a game, and the first screenshot they show has some horrible graphics. Whatever. You know, what qualifies as a game to a pony can be something like an interactive movie with QuickTime events, but something like a simulator where you control an entire airplane and learn how to master the controls and prepare for harsh weather, harsh flights, and adjusting altitude has less mechanics than something like The Last of Us 2, which is more of a game. Fucking Christ. Can you even explore the entirety of the world in Ace Combat 7? As a matter of fact, can you even free roam? Oh, you can, but apparently that's DLC for the fucking game. Are you fucking kidding me, Supa? What were you thinking?
All this Flight Simulator talk actually making me nauseous reading Twitter. About to mute my tweets on them. Hopefully something else comes up today.
Shut up, bitch! Oh my god!
Let me guess, there's not enough PlayStation news to go around, and there's too much positive Xbox news, so you would rather mute everything unless it involves PlayStation. Not surprised at this point, really. Yes, we're all very much aware that good news about Xbox pisses off PlayStation fanboys. If they can't trash it, they don't want to hear about it. They want to instead cover up their ears and scream la 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 la, Xbox bad, Xbox has no games. Fucking ridiculous. Besides growing some goddamn hair, you would do good with growing a set of fucking balls. My god, is this what ponies are resorting to now? Muting entire topics because they don't want to see Microsoft do good with their console or their software. At that point, you might as well just delete your fucking Twitter. Lord knows nobody will be missing out on anything. I'll just move on to a different salt. You know, at this point, there's really nothing Microsoft can do. They can get a 90 plus metacritic game. They can have basically the most realistic graphics you have seen in your entire fucking life. And one of the most technically impressive pieces of software out there. It doesn't matter. It wasn't done by Sony, so by default, we have to trash it. It's that simple. Ponies don't want to admit that this is exactly what they're like, but it is. I have to be the one to tell you. I'm sorry. I've been drinking a lot. But listen to me when I tell you this, ponies. It's embarrassing, okay? This isn't how you're going to get laid. This isn't how you're going to get people to like you. This is how you set yourself up for constant ratios. If you meant everything you said about PlayStation, then at this very moment you should be congratulating Microsoft. But you aren't, and you never will. You may think you exist to entertain a few hundred PlayStation fanboys, but your real existence is to make me some goddamn money. So get to work and put out more bad tweets. Holy shit, I've been drinking a lot. I should probably end the video. And I think I will do that. So anyways, I got some more shit set up for you guys. So expect a few videos in the next coming few days. If you don't like them, I don't give a shit. Deal with it. And with that being said, like, comment, share, subscribe if you so choose to. I can't really afford to give much of a fuck. And I'll see you bitches in the next video.
Fritongo sucks ass.